All right, this is my Ashford 24 inch. I also have a 32 inch, but today I'm going to use my 24. I'm making a scarf. I'm using my 7.5 heddle, and if you notice, what I've done is I've numbered all my heddles. It makes it so much easier to use. There's my 0 point, and then I just go mark it in groups of 10 on either side, going both directions. So today what I'm going to do is I'm weaving 80 ends, so I know I can go right here to the 40, and of course the 0 counts as 1, so on this side I'm going to go to 38. That'll give me 80 ends. And I'm going to show you how I'm set up. I'm a woodworker, so I have a big wood shop, so I set up out here, and I have it on a table. I have it clamped down to the table, and then over here, rather than using the single dowel a lot of people use, I use this dowel. It goes crosswise. I just have it on a shelf here. This is a shelf with all my yarn, and I just have a PVC pipe, and this I can take in and out, so I don't run into it when I'm working in the shop. But I can just put it in here where I need it, and then I can go ahead and warp up. And I can move the table back and forth, so I can adjust the length of the warp as I need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the camera down here, and I'll just go through and explain how I do it. So once everything's clamped down, I also put rubber bands, you can see it here, to hold this out, which makes it so much easier to use. So, so first I'm going to have to measure the length that I need. And in this case, I just use a tape measure. I'm going to warp it up at 96 inches. So I set up the 96 inches. Come down here, check the bar. Yep, it's at 96 inches. So now I'm ready to warp up. And I've already tied on. I have the yarn just in a crate here. Ready to go, and it's already tied on where I need to. And here, so I have my little tool here. Go to 40, and all I do is just walk down here to the other end and put it around the dowel. I come back, do it again, and I just keep repeating this step. And I'm going to let it run so you can see how long it takes me. I know some people are questioning the time that it took some people, and even the time it took me. Normally on this right here, if I'm not changing colors, where I have to stop and tie on a new color, this goes pretty quick. This shouldn't take me more than about 6-7 minutes. So I do get my exercise. I'm only pulling this through the slots at this time. And it goes pretty quick. I don't have to worry about the dowel, the single point that's clamped to a table coming off and making a mess. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, just enough to keep it, it's not real tight, but enough to take up any slack so it's not just hanging here in the middle. And once you get 1 or 2 on, it holds tension pretty good. And this isn't my idea. There was another video I saw when I first started weaving about 1.5 years ago. Woman online, this is how she did it, only she had the dowel attached to a ladder, which I started out doing, but it got in the way. I had the dowel taped to the ladder. It was always in the way here in the shop. So then I came up with this idea of putting the PVC pipe on the shelf. I know some people also said they fastened down the heddle. I haven't found a need to do that. It stays right where it's supposed to. So I haven't had a problem with that. I was going to stop this and take up again, filming again once it was set up, but I wanted you to see how long it actually took in real time. And I think probably only about 3 minutes maybe has gone by, and I'm already halfway done with my 80. I'm already at the center point. You know, obviously if I'm going to do the full width, which I've done many times, you know, it takes longer than 6-7 minutes, but it's still, if I'm not changing colors, if I'm doing the same color all the way across, still it takes me less than 20 minutes. It takes a little more time to wind on with it being that wide, but when it's that wide, the advantage I have with this setup is I can leave everything on the dowel and I just move the table. I just slide the table. I keep the loom clamped to the table and I just move the table closer. So you see I'm not running. I mean, I'm not going real slow. And obviously if people have mobility issues, it's going to take a little bit longer. Some people don't have the room that I have, which I'm lucky to have, to be able to do this the way I do it. And then I usually weave in the house. So what I do is I'll wind on out here, I tie it off, and then I just take it in the house and do my weaving. Occasionally, if I want to make something a surprise for my wife or something, I'll just stay out here and weave rather than taking it in. But you can see the tension is not super tight, but it's not really sagging in the middle. I think that it's important just to keep it even, and I think doing it this way you can see everything a little better than going to one central point, so you can keep the tension a little more even. I've got about 10 more after this. Again, I'm not doing the full width, so which will take longer. And then I will wind on just so you can see the process I use. I know some people say it's hard to do with one person, or there's different dowel setups and all this that people use, and you know, it works for them, that's great. I wanted to show you how I approach it. And that's the last one right there. And that took about 6.5 minutes. So all I have to do now is just make sure that last one's tight. I cut it off. I'll tie this one on now. Make sure to keep the tension pretty even with the other one. The rest of them are on there. There's my extra. Okay, now I'm worked up. I have some little cut off pieces of yarn that I'll use there, and the longer one here that I'm going to use here. I lay these pieces out ahead of time. And now I can move this table a little bit, just to loosen it a little bit. I am going to put this toward the center, which is kind of like if you have a center dowel that you're warping to. I just tie this on, tie this together here. And what I want to do, I want to keep this all together. So I just tie a little string on here, another one here, and now I'm ready to go. When I roll it on, I don't use paper. I tried that when I first started weaving. So instead I use a single faced cardboard roll. This I got at Home Depot, but a number of stores have it. And set this here. Take the rubber bands off. Now I can take it off of this end, and I just lay it on the table. And I just grab it here, keep it not super tight, and then I can start winding on. I get just to the point where I can put the cardboard in. Slip the cardboard in there, and then I just keep winding. And these, I just tied those singly so they pop off. So I just keep tension on it, and just keep winding. Now here's the loop, so now I can grab that, just like that, and I'll wind it on all the way to where I can tie it off right there. Take my clamps off, and now I'm ready to carry it in to start weaving. So anyway, I hope this helps some people. I know everyone has their own way of doing things, but I hope this helps. And with another method, maybe that'll be a little easier. Thanks for watching.